Nothing? Okay. So he watches Georgia beat Florida Gators 150 to nothing. The fourth guy, everybody opens up, and what does he see? He looks out, and there in front of him is his family. All of his family members in the past. He sees his family members of the present. And he sees all these things about his family that he loves the most. Everybody in here's got things about their family or family members or their kids or their parents or their grandparents or their brothers or their sisters or their spouses that they love about them the most. And it just so happens when he walks out, he sees everything about every one of his family, and they're doing the thing that he enjoyed with them the most. So, if, for instance, if Billy Joe's granddad took him fishing, then you would see your granddad and he would be sitting in the boat waiting on you to go fishing with him. But you could go fishing with him. If Kathy's biggest thing in her life was an aunt that took her, and every time she went to her aunt's house, she took her shopping, and y'all went to this store, and y'all went to that store, and y'all always went to your favorite restaurant, that's what your aunt would be waiting on you to do. Come on, Kathy, let's go. And that's what this man saw. He saw his whole entire family, everybody in his family. And he spent the most wonderful day with each one of his family members, just a beautiful day. And then the day was over with. So they get in the elevator and come back up. And St. Peter, he greets them as they come off the elevator, and he says, okay, guys, that was your first day in hell. He says, now I'm fixing to send you to your first day in heaven, to your sweetest day in heaven. And as they get on the elevator, they start going up. Well, when they get to the top and the elevator doors open up, they see beautiful clouds. They see other people that they know. They see things that they can remember from being on earth, but it's things that they never really thought about. They would see family members, some family members. But what they encountered was, they encountered something a little different than what they thought heaven would have always been. They pictured heaven to be everybody sitting around clouds, everybody drinking the most favorite drink they have, eating grapes, playing a harp, whatever, with wings, whole 9 yards. But that's not exactly what heaven was. Heaven was a place of beauty. Heaven was a place of responsibility. Heaven was a place of accountability. And heaven was a place to where they found that they didn't matter anymore. They found that there was something about heaven that they were a little bit disappointed in. Because the whole time they've been thinking about them going to heaven and how great heaven was going to be. And when they get there, they find out they're not as near as important as what they thought they were while they were here. They find out that there's this man named Jesus there. And everybody there worships this man Jesus. And not only do they worship Jesus, everybody has something to do. Everybody has chores. Everybody has to use their hands. And at the end of the day, heaven is just, it's not really all that it's cracked up to be as far as they thought. So they spend the day there, and they meander in and out of the crowds, and they meet this man called Jesus. And Jesus tells them, you know, you go do this, you go do that, you go do that, you go do this. Well, one of them spends the day not with his family, but taking care of the family problems. The other one spends the day not catching the fish, but cleaning the fish. Another one spends the day not shooting the deer, but dressing the deer, preparing the deer to be able to eat it. And the fourth one, he didn't enjoy the football game. He got to clean up after it was all over with. And they said, wow, this just, I don't know about this. It's a great place, beautiful place, but wow, we're a little disappointed with what we got going on here. So the day was up. They get on the elevator and they come back to St. Peter at the gate. And St. Peter says, okay, guys, he says, now's your chance. He says, you have an opportunity in life right now to make a choice. He says, do you choose heaven or do you choose hell? And they thought about it for a few minutes and they talked about it. And they said, well, he says, I'll tell you what, we was really excited about what all we saw in hell, and we was a little bit disappointed in what we thought heaven was going to be. So the first one says, St. Peter says, I'm going to choose hell. The second one says, St. Peter, I'm going to choose hell. The third one says, St. Peter, I'm going to choose hell. And the fourth one says, St. Peter, I'm going to choose hell. And before the word got out of his mouth, immediately a trap door opens up, and they fall. And they fall, and they fall, and they fall, and they fall. And when they fall down into this vast wasteland. And there's nothing there. There's nothing there but pits of burning sulfur. There's nothing there but dead trees that have no leaves left on them. There's nothing there but skeletal remains of fish, skeletal remains of deer that have been slaughtered. There's nothing there but their family members that are left. And their family members are not looking the same as they did when they come to saw them the day before. Their family members are standing there. And if you ever looked and you saw what the Jews looked like in the Holocaust, can everybody remember what you've seen the pictures look like of the Jews in the Holocaust? Somebody Stephen's size may weigh 120 pounds. They've got these drab looks on their face, and they're very broken, and they're very torn down, and they've got shabby clothes on. And the other one looks and he sees the football stadium that was once hold 1 million people. And now, if you can imagine what the ruins in Rome look like now, some of the old places that over time has been torn down. Well, this stadium was completely just torn all apart. It was just in shambles. It had cobwebs and vines and stuff just all over it. And you saw down on the sidelines there was a few helmets busted laying there, maybe some cleats, some microphones. Scott can tell you the thing you hold that flips the sign. You see all the things. You see the remnants of what used to be a great place. And they look and they say, "God, what in the world is going on? I don't understand. What happened? What happened? What happened to the hell that we saw? What happened to the hell that we encountered? What happened to the hell that we enjoyed?" So they're standing there, and all of a sudden, a man with an appearance of an angel comes walking by, very beautiful. And they stop him and they say, "Whoa, hey, sir. And he looks at him and says, "Yes." They said, "Sir, who are you?" And he says, "My name's Lucifer." And they say, "Well, Mr. Lucifer says, we come down here a few days ago and to experience hell and to see what it was so we could make our choice. So we could decide where we wanted to go. And when the elevator doors opened up, we saw everything that we ever wanted in life. We saw the most wonderful things in our life. We saw everything that would turn us on, make us happy, please us." They said, "Sir, what happened? What is this vast wasteland you brought us down to? What is this? Do you have anything to do with this?" And he said, "Oh, yes, I do." They said, "Sir, well, what's the difference? Why come the other day when we come down here we saw all these things and now we're seeing this?" He said, "Well, gentlemen, let me explain something to you." He said, "The other day when you still had a choice, I was recruiting." He said, "Now that you have made your choice, you belong to me. And this is what you have." Do you see how the story goes? Do you see what happens? Do you see what keeps the people from heaven? Do you see what keeps the people from heaven? It's not the fact that they're looking at what heaven is or what they want heaven to be. It's because all they see is what is right in front of them. And who's putting it there? Who's putting it there today? Who puts the things in front of us that keeps us from choosing our Father in heaven? And you say, "Well, how in the world can you use these things? Can we not enjoy some hunting?" Sure you can. Can we not enjoy fishing? Of course you can. Can we not enjoy going to a ball game? Of course you can. Wow, you telling me I can't enjoy my family? No, God wants you to love your family. Your family is one of the most precious gifts that you will ever have in your life. But you cannot put any of these before God. And if you do, in your heart, you have made the choice that you choose hell over heaven. And you say there is no way God can make it that simple. I'm telling you, He already has made it that simple. Turn, if you will, to the book of John. The book of John. We're going to be talking about darkness today. We'll be talking about darkness. I'm going to share some things with you this morning about darkness. And not only are we going to be talking about darkness this morning, we're going to really put this in a way where I'll tell you, I read some scriptures today that I've never read them in that way before. It was amazing what God will reveal to you. We talked about His Word this morning. If your heart's right, God's Word will reveal things to you that you've never even encountered before. We're going to be in John chapter 12. We're going to be in the book of John chapter 12. And we're going to be starting in verse 40. And we're going to read some verses this morning. I'm not going to read the whole entire thing, but what I am going to do is I'm going to kind of lead you up to what's going on. And in the book of John, in the 12th chapter, verse 40, we look and we see that there's a statement being made. And this is also going back to some things that Isaiah had said before. Now, before we read the verse, basically what we're going to explain to you is in all the verses in all the chapter before this, the whole entire chapter, before we get to verse 40, it's Christ explaining why He must do what He must do. He's explaining why He's here now, but He's explaining why He must go, and He's explaining why He must come back, and He's explaining the whole entire thing. And then He goes on to verse 40, and it says this. He says, He has blinded, and this is Isaiah saying this, He says, He has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts, so that they can neither see with their eyes nor understand with their hearts, nor turn, and I will heal them. Okay? In verse 41 it says, Isaiah said this because he saw Jesus' glory and spoke about Him. Then it says in verse 42, yet at the same time many even among the leaders believed in Him, but because of the Pharisees, they would not openly acknowledge their faith. There's that word faith now we talked about this morning. What are they not acknowledging? They're not acknowledging their faith. For fear that they would be put out of the synagogue. Well, let me stop right there and ask the question. What has just kept them out of heaven? The synagogue has. Why? Because they're more interested in being in the synagogue. They want to be revered in the synagogue. They want to be with the people in the synagogue. And they want the life that goes along with the synagogue. So right there we see just how simple it is for the synagogue, the church, to actually take the place of Christ. And don't you think for one second that it don't happen. For they loved human praise more than praise from God. Then Jesus cried out. Look, notice it says right here. I don't know what all your translations say, but in the NIV, and it doesn't say then Jesus said it. It says Jesus cried out. Why is it crying out? Because this is some of the most important stuff you will ever hear in Scripture. It's what we fix to read. Whoever believes in me does not believe in me only, but the one who sent me. The one who looks at me is seeing the one who sent me. I have come into the world as a light, so that no one who believes in me should stay in darkness. If anyone hears my words but does not keep them, I do not judge that person. And we're going to get back to that. For I did not come to the world to judge, but to save the world. There's two major differences in Christ, okay? And the first time He was here, and the second time He's going to be here. Let's not forget that. Then it says, there is a judge for the one who rejects me and does not accept my words. The very words I have spoken will condemn them at the last day. For I did not speak on my own, but the Father who sent me commanded me to say all that I have spoken. I know that this command leads to eternal life, so whatever I say is just what the Father has told me to say. I want to share something with you this morning. We have to understand that at this point right now, Jesus is crying out. Who is He crying out? Is He crying out to just the people that can hear His voice? He's crying out to everybody that's been going past that point. He's crying out. He's crying out. He's crying out today. He's crying out in the church. He's crying out in the poor. He's crying out in the rich. He's crying out in the lost. He's crying out he's crying out to everyone. To do what? Believe in me, because if you believe in me, then you'll believe in the Father that sent me. And not only should you believe in me, but you've got to understand that there is what to come? Judgment to come. So you need to quit worrying about your synagogues. You need to quit worrying about the praise of people. You need to quit being so concerned in what life is when you put whatever life is before who I am. There is nothing wrong with going to deer hunting. But if you go deer hunting rather than going to church, you just put deer hunting in front of Christ. Simple as that. Now, we've talked about something this morning. We'll talk about some other things. We talked about it in Sunday school. We talk about having callings. We talk about what God draws us to do and things in our life that God wants us to do. Let me tell you something. You don't know how long you have to answer that call. You don't know how long you have to answer God's drawing on you. So if there's ever been anything in your life that you felt like God wants you to do, you better be praying on doing it. Because you do not know. Guess what? We talked about 4 men a while ago that left to go to a class reunion when they were 38, 39 years old. 38, 39 years old. Around the time of 39 is when I fell under conviction of the Lord. And I fought him for over a year. I fought God for over a year. My conviction lasted over a year. I don't know about you. I don't know how long you had a conviction. Your conviction could have been spontaneous. You could have got up one morning. Something could have happened to you that day. You may have faced a tragedy. You may have faced something wonderful in your life. And you said you just knew you had a God in heaven, and you knew you were ready to accept him, and you knew you had sin in your life, and you knew you needed blood to take care of it, and you knew where that blood come from, and you knew how to call on that blood, and you knew that you were saved that day. I hope it worked that way for you, because it was a very much more pleasant experience than what I had to go through. Because me, being hard-headed, being stubborn, being very independent, and what I thought was very intelligent at the time, fought off a living God, a living Holy Spirit for a solid year. What was I doing during this time? I was putting everything else in my life before Christ. Everything. I was putting my wife before Christ. I was putting my job before Christ. I was putting my hobbies before Christ. I was putting a motorcycle before Christ. I was putting everything in my life before Christ. That's what I do. That's what I was doing. And had I been going to that class reunion, thank God I never graduated, because I ain't had to go right on no class reunion. That's good, ain't it, Stephen? That's good. I like that. Yeah. Mr. Howard, I am the most uneducated preacher you will ever hear in your life. Okay. But what if I'd been going to a class reunion at the age of 39 before I accepted Christ as my Savior? Didn't matter how much of this Bible I knew. It didn't matter how much conviction I was under. Had my life stopped before I accepted Him, where would I be? And I went gingerly, I went lightly on what hell really is. I'm just showing you right now in this little story that Satan will put anything in front of you to entice you, but it's not really what you think it is. It's not really what you think it is. Do you realize that Satan himself even showed Christ, the whole entire world, from standing on a viewpoint that he could not see the whole world, but Satan showed it to him regardless. Do you think that if Lucifer himself had the power to show Almighty God standing on a mountain everything that was under the sun, that he can't fool you and me? He can do it. He can do it.